What's up? It's crazy.
Good.
How are you? So, we got Dyme A Duzin for an interview. Slo TV, welcome.
What's
So,
going on, man? Thank you.
so we've always been going back and forth on social media,
Yeah.
obviously. So, how are you? Like, you good?
Yeah, man, I'm good. First and foremost, just want to shout you out because, you know, you're a real digger. You know, you really got a lot of information. Like, you like the
Yeah.
War of this fucking Beast Coast, Brooklyn era.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, you really, do your, research. So definitely respect it. And you be finding shit that I've never seen before. So definitely just want to, pay you your respects and, talk with you. Feel me?
All right. So, you got Ghetto Olympics too. Just came out. So, what was your creative process around that?
Well, Good Olympics 2 was actually a project that I completed before COVID happened. So it was like, yeah, something that I kind of kept before like putting out because, COVID, you can't really, do performances at this time. And it's just like, everybody's like scrambling, trying to figure out what they're really going to do as far as promotion and shit. So
Yeah.
Ghetto Olympics was a project I kind of kept on the low. I finished it in 2019, and then in 2021, well, no, 2020 actually. I didn't, not 2019 because COVID happened 2020. So 2021 is kind of when I did training. Training was like a more updated project, just in between the whole Ghetto Olympic shit. But yeah, I just did training to like as a prelude to promote the Ghetto Olympics project. Then I ended up ultimately putting out the album Ghetto Olympics too. So that's like the whole creative process behind it. I was just kind of working before COVID, putting that project together, excited about it. COVID came, kind of stopped it, and then like we brought it back.
Yeah. So, you've been rapping since 2007 or 2003?
Mm, well, I've probably been rapping since 2003 or two. So that's like when I started taking seriously when I decided I wanted to be a rapper, I started taking it seriously probably like YouTube days, probably like 2006, like one of my first uploads or something like that. So yeah, I've been doing it for a few years.
So, what was your like first song that you put out? Because you're kind of like you've been out there since like Soldier Boy, kind of like really.
Yeah, if not before, I don't even know. But my first song on YouTube, you gotta ask Soldier when his first one was.
Yeah.
Mine was in 2006, and my first upload on YouTube was it was a Lost Without You remix. To Robin Thicke song Lost Without You. I did a remix of that shit.
Yeah.
But before
So,
that, I'm thinking about MySpace. I did a lot. I had a lot of uploads on MySpace. MySpace was my shit. So that was like early 2000s too, like mid 2005, six, yeah, like so. Yeah, I had a lot of shit on there. My first upload on there. Oh yeah, Lost Without You was definitely like my first upload on everything. Really, I put that on YouTube and I put that on MySpace. Yeah.
so was I Deli a thing around then, or was that after? Like, kind of a few years
Yeah,
after.
that's yeah. This is some years after. That's probably like 4 years after. That wasn't until I got like in high school when I met like the Phony People guys and shit.
So, I Deli was Sheriff PJ and Riot.
Uh, no, Ideli was. Oh yeah, you talking about the crew Ideli? That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and my boys made like a crew called Ideli. Ideli stands for I don't even like you.
Yeah.
So that was just like our
So,
little. sang. That was me, Matthew Pennicott, my boy Matthew Pennicott. He really resembles Chris Brown. He looked like Chris Brown OD. But yeah, it was me, him, and Riot. That was our like little clique, our deli.
Yeah, so you had Ideli and Equal X. So
Mhm.
Equal X was just you?
Yeah, Equal X was like, back in the day we had AIM, like instant messenger and shit like that. So motherfuckers would be like typing, uh, like they would make faces with like equal signs and like, parentheses, like that's a smile. Like you can make little faces with, like, we didn't have emojis back then. So,
Yeah,
Equal X was just like, like the zip mouth emoji or somebody like putting their hand over their mouths. And my whole slogan and my whole shit was like, it was called Shut Up and Listen.
yeah,
So that was just like the symbol to represent Shut Up and Listen. So that was like my whole movement. I was in like school giving out T-shirts with the Equal X T-shirt symbol on them. So yeah, Equal X was like, yeah, it's me. It's like my whole brand at the time, maybe like 2006 till like maybe 2013.
So during Equal X like days, how many of the Pro Era members do you know?
Funny because to think about it, Equal X days, I remember rocking Mouth Sing, rocking Equal X T-shirt.
Yeah,
STEEZ wasn't even in the school yet.
yeah, you didn't know him yet. You know Jack?
No, I didn't know Jack yet either. I didn't
Mm,
meet Jack until I met STEEZ. But
all right.
yeah, really probably just rocking Mouth. Yeah, I didn't know any other Pro Era members at that time. You know, Rockin' Mouth was
Yeah,
probably in my grade, and we would just, we were running together. He had like, he was repping the Equal X. We were giving out mixtapes. He was helping out with that shit. So I remember that like clearly. Shout out to Rockin' Mouth.
yeah. So you had the Orientation and Phonyland around those days, the albums or mixtapes. So which one was your favorite that came out around then? Because you had three or four of them, right?
Yeah, it was probably the Equal X, Shut Up and Listen, the mixtape. Orientation was after that because I had like a plan to do it like a tape called The Freshman. Like I was really into like the whole double XL freshman shit, and I'm like
Yeah,
wanted to really like be a part of it. So I was gonna make an album called The Freshman. So Orientation was like a prelude to that. So we had Equal X, Orientation, and then Phony People came about like through high school. Like we kind of just came together. Like I wanted a band to like play songs off the Equal X mixtape, and I met my boy Rob LB3, and he was a producer that he actually had a beat on the Equal X mixtape. He did the intro, he made a beat on it. So like we had already been like working together, and he was talking about starting up a band, and I was like, yo, y'all should play the Equal X songs at my like live show, and that's kind of how we got into sessions and started becoming Phony People.
yeah. So
So,
you met Matthew and Elijah Rock all through there.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Matthew first because we actually did we have another drummer? Oh no, no. LB3 was drumming at a time.
Really?
Yeah, LB was drumming. I feel like he was on the drums. And then yeah, I'm just mentioning this because I also was gonna say we had a tape before Phony Land.
Mm-hmm.
It was called What the Fuck is Phony Land? It was called WTF is Phony Land, and we called it a pre-album. So we were always doing this like prelude kind of album thing to let y'all know that we have something bigger coming up, but like this is what we have for now. So it's those four: Equal X, Orientation, What the Fuck is Phony Land, and Phony Land. Those was like the early tapes, and probably my favorite out of those. Um, damn. Uh, I
Has
don't
to be
know.
Phonyland. It has to be. That's the best one for
Okay,
sure.
well you said it. You said it. You
That's
said it,
that's
Phony
that
Man.
one's is good, like all around.
Yeah,
But
appreciate it because it's like, yeah, I felt like it was definitely like an a creative getaway. I
yeah,
come up from New York. I'm a Brooklyn artist, so it's like I definitely take pride in like lyrics and shit. So like when I got in the band, I was kind of like singing more and just like experimenting more. So
yeah.
that was
So Phonyland was pretty good, like all around. I feel like I've only listened to probably like two songs off of Shut Up and Listen. So,
yeah.
but
Shut Up and Listen was real early. I probably got some embarrassing lyrics on there, and I didn't curse or anything. So if I didn't curse, I would like throw a fucking like a substitute word in there. Like I wouldn't say nigga, I would say igga and shit. Like yeah, it was like some embarrassing shit, but I was young, so I embraced it. I'm like, okay, that's cool, but like shit like that makes like takes away points from it being like the best. You feel me?
yeah, but I mean, I've only seen like the links of it on Tumblr. That's all I've ever seen. It's not on.
Yeah.
I don't think it's on any stream like YouTube or anything. Or if it is, I haven't really found it. But
Well, shut up and listen.
hmm it's not on. It's not on SoundCloud or anything like that.
Yeah,
Because
probably not. So, but I
you got
mean, the
two
last time I really
SoundClouds.
checked, it was on YouTube.
Yeah, you got like two SoundClouds, like an old one and a new one. So
Yeah, I think it was one that got created like off of a Facebook page or some shit, and then there was another one that was like, it's the one I run. But yeah, I feel like Shut Up and Listen might be on YouTube somewhere, like somebody's playlist, unless they deleted it.
yeah, talking about two things. You had a vlog YouTube channel in like
Hmm.
2011.
Hmm.
Are you the OG vlogger? Because I mean,
Damn. I mean, you would have to show me somebody
that might be
before
the
that.
oldest one I've seen. I don't think I've ever seen a vlogger from that long ago. So
I mean, shit. Hey, just have to check the dates. I couldn't tell you, but yeah, man, that was like flip cam days. Like we had this joint called the flip cam, so it was handheld and it was easy to just tape a lot of shit. So
yeah,
I got a few cool ass moments, studio with playing pad. I got when I went to London, and it's just it's kind of like how the iPhone is now, So yeah.
yeah. So do you think after you've been there in the game for like 15 years or so, you have any regrets with like signing with anybody or anything like that? Like you think you got held back or anything by Warner Brothers?
Uh, no, I don't regret anything. I feel like everybody has their own path, and without my path, I wouldn't have my story. And I feel like
Yeah,
what makes me unique as an artist, just anybody in general, is their story, and now it's about the way you're gonna tell it, like the way I'm gonna tell it. And I feel like through my experiences, I've got to do a lot. I've got to travel the world. I got to you know work with a lot of my favorite artists, a lot of dope artists from around the world, and it's like I can't to change that. It's like it's made me who I am, so it don't make sense to really regret
yeah,
anything. I mean, Warner Brothers, that situation, uh, yeah, it was just a time where Warner Brothers was merging to Atlantic Records. Me as an artist, that's like not a main priority like a Rick Ross or Meek Mill. I don't get like the proper attention, and plus I'm switching managers. I'm about to become like Chris Lighty, rest in peace, Chris Lighty. He was the head of Violator Management, managed 50 Cent, Noriega, Missy Elliott, Cool J, Tribe Called Quest, and like that was my manager before he passed, and I was actually making a transition to him being my manager, and then that had ended up happening. all at the same time as, Warner Brothers merging to Atlantic and me not getting the attention that I needed. So it's like
Yeah,
all that shit kind of happened. So it's just like I could sit there and be like, damn. And at the same time as me starting to part ways with Phony People, but look at all that happening at the same time, and uh, the birth of that chicken being like the result. Like if I didn't fucking come to Crown Heights, chilling with like my family more instead of like being in kind of in the sty, chilling with Phony People a lot, robbing with them, I probably wouldn't have had the feelings that I had of like me being like it being like a broken brotherhood and like me just not knowing who my friends were. Like these are inspirations and like pain that had to happen in order for me to like create dope shit
yeah,
that ended up having me do a song with Fabulous. Like these shits have to happen in order for, the greatness to be, the end result. You feel me?
yeah. So, how did you and Phony People break up as you leaving them?
Like I said earlier, like the beginning of Phony People was kind of LB and Asia Grant starting up, wanting to start up a band, and me just coming to LB like, yo, y'all should play for me at my live shows for Shut Up and Listen. So like, my bad. Um, if you kind of look at it like this, I've always been a solo artist since before Phony People,
Yeah,
So it's like, if you know which they did. If they were to be like, all right, well, we kind of want to be a band right now and move forward in this way and promote ourselves this way, that can be our choice because you kind of have a developing career as Dyme A Duzin already. You know, you had Equal X since before Phony People even existed. You know, you feel me?
yeah,
So it's like at the end of the day, like they wanted to make their move as a band. Like I say, we still do like reunion shows every now and then. But yeah, that was kind of like it was like creative differences plus on top of like the label shit going on, and, them wanting to like branch off and be their own entity as well as me at the same time.
yeah. So, were you the first Phony People member to leave? Since there's been four of them now, I think.
I'm not sure. Maybe there may have been one before me to leave, but when I left, I don't really know about any of the extra
Yeah.
members that may have like left as well. Yeah, I was
So,
kind of
when did you leave? Like 2013?
maybe so. Yeah, because that was like Portrait of Donovan. Portrait of Donovan, I was in Phony People, so I recorded the album on Warner Brothers while in Phony People. But then the year after that, probably like 2014, I did hip hop and I was in the Phony People. So yeah, 2013 is probably when I left.
All right. So, so my next question is 12, 12, 12, or 12, 12, 21. So it's been 9 years since Swank Sinatra.
Right.
So, what was it like in the studio recording that song? Since that song, y'all recorded it in the summertime, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah,
So,
because that's probably when that picture had hit Complex that of us in the studio high as fuck.
yeah,
Yeah, I remember I was fucking with Plain Pat during the Warner Brothers days. This guy Dante Ross who signed Busta Rhymes and ODB. He had signed me to Warner Brothers. And yo, shout out to everybody that's in here, man. Yo, shout out to I Am Monk. Shout out to So High, So Fucking High.
yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, man. I remember seeing STEEZ. We were recording Soho, and I remember this is after high school. I just ended up running into STEEZ, and he was like talking about like, yo, I just copped some crystals. I'm just doing some weird shit right now. I just copped some crystals. I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about.
Yeah,
And You know, that was kind of like our reconnection from after high school, because after high school I had left, pro era had started. You know, I hadn't like been around for like that. You know, I didn't see like Joey and all them guys like come together for real. Like I had been gone. I had left and I had already signed my deal. I was like 19, 20.
Yeah.
So uh STEEZ, me and him reconnected that day and we just started talking about like making music. So we were just like, yo, we should you know, link up. I'll be in Soho in the studio, da da da. And then Joey had been they had just released Survival Tactics maybe not that long before that. And playing Pat, and them guys were like, "Oh yeah, it would be dope to get that the guy Joey on there too." And I remember Joey from like being in the ciphers and shit. Like he was like a younger underclassman that was like rhyming in ciphers with like me and Steez. Even Steez was like a grade under me, but you know Steez was you know he was more heavy in the ciphers, and Joey came in like a little later. So
Hmm.
yeah, so Survival Tactics was out. We you know, reached out. Me and Steve was just asked Joey like if he wanted to get on the track, and then Joey was just like, "Yeah, I'll get on the track just as long as all my people is on it." And then, well, not all my people. He wanted like Steve's and CJ. So yeah, of course. And we all like be in the ciphers in the hallways anyway. So called them to Soho.
Yeah.
We
Well,
went to Soho. Huh?
everybody was in the music video though. So I mean,
Yeah,
y'all got
basically.
in. Even Phony People was in the music video. So
Yeah, it was kind of like reminiscent of how it would be like after school sometime. Like we went to Monroe High School, so Swank Sinatra was really just us revisiting our old high school and uh, kind of like emulating how we used to be on the cipher days, but a little bit more connected, like four bars, four bars, four bars. I remember there being times that we actually had ciphers like that. We did like I remember it was like a two-man battle. It was my boy Steve. I feel like me and Steve's battled niggas before and like four bars to four bars. Like we played mad different type of games like that. Never like made like was like taped. It'd be like I spit four bars, Steve spit four bars, keep going back and forth. We stop, and then the next two people do the same thing together. And it's like we used to do shit like that. But the studio session basically just was us getting in the studio, playing a few beats. Uh, we had a beat from LB3 that we thought we were going to use, but then it ended up being a plain Pat beat that we heard that we were just like, no, this is it. And we
yeah,
started just writing, you know, and we structured out the song. We were just like, okay, this is going to be your part, Joey. First, I'm going to go, then you go, Joey. Then Steve's going to go, CJ going to go. And then next verse, we're going to switch. So it was like Joey, Dime, CJ, Steve.
yeah. So y'all got caught sneaking in to Murrow High School or whatever. Whenever y'all did it.
Nah, we got caught. Well, it wasn't even we got caught. We were just in an alleyway and
Yeah,
behind somebody's crib, and it was just like cool graffiti in the back of it. We were just walking around the neighborhood looking for places to film, and we found this cool ass backyard situation. It didn't look like it was nobody's crib, especially because it was right next to a train. So you see that you see that scene where it's like a train right behind us, and we're just like bumping
yeah,
our heads. So like that spot was right behind the building that we were filming at, you know, and it was just like a cool like how close can we like people don't get that close to a train. Like it's really maybe that was like the illegal part too. But I feel like somebody called the cops on us because they said we were trespassing. I guess somebody lived in that building. Like they lived in the house. So we filmed there. We filmed all our scenes. And then just as we were about to leave, the cops pulled up and was like, "Yo, you know, you got a call about y'all trespassing." My mom was there. Dante Ross, the A&R that signed me, was there. 30 Sanchez was there. Rakamap Singh was there. And they kind of like checked everybody like on some shit like, "Yo, what do y'all have on y'all?" Like, you feel me? Uh, check people's pockets. And they found like some tree on like Rockamouth and Dirty. And that's when like weed in New York was like not legal at all.
Yeah,
Motherfuckers got cuffed, and they found like STEEZ was about to get cuffed because they was like, well, he wasn't even trying to get searched, and he's like, yo, I don't gotta listen to these fucking pigs. And then my mom's like, Steege. It's funny. My mom always called him Steege and not Steez. I'm like, Ma, his name is Steez. She's like, Steege, stop, stop, stop. Don't. She's like kind of trying to calm him down. Dante Ross trying to, like, everybody's trying to calm him down because he was really not giving a fuck about like what the cops had to say. And he's just like, I gotta listen to y'all motherfuckers. And then like they ultimately like ended up cuffing him. He was just like, they put him in a whip. They didn't find nothing on me. They didn't find nothing on my people. Like my, of course, like it was like a lady cop and a white. It was a white lady cop and a white guy cop. Just searched us. People that had weed on them, they put them in the car, and that was like the end of the video shoot.
yeah. So did y'all fell out after? Because I know you said in a Iron Monk interview that you and Steez fell out. Was it after the Swank Sinatra shoot, or was it after the recording, or when was that?
Um, uh, like I can't even. In his words, we had a conversation back in those days when he told me I never really had a problem with you. He said I always had just a problem with the energy around you.
Yeah,
So I don't ever recall us like really falling out. It may like seem like that from the outside looking in, but to this day, like I can't have like a real conversation with him and it's just like internet comment bullshit, then I can't even like consider my like real like enemy. Uh, but I could say things got a little bit weird after the Swank Sinatra shoot because like he would tell me things like because I would like want to do like Swank Sinatra performances and tributes to Steve's because Steve's passed like not too long after the video released. That was like one of his last
yeah.
videos. So I would want to do tributes just for him on some shit like yo that's our guy and the song was still going up. So it was like let's perform this shit rep our guy and understandably he declined a lot of the performance uh opportunities because he felt like maybe it was too early sometimes and I could understand that, but then it got to a point where like I felt like he'll say today like I was a big inspiration to him,
Mm,
but then it's like I felt like at that point being a younger guy like maybe like a little bit prideful or maybe like having expectations for somebody that I clearly knew uh I inspired to not, you know, maybe go a little harder to be on some shit like, yo, nah, Dime, he's dope. Like back then, like he'll be in the interview now and say things like, oh my God, like I created my page because of Dime A Duzin, but back then, like it wasn't like that. And like I was kind of expecting that, which I got over. I was just like, okay,
wait,
well,
this is from Steez?
no, this Joey.
Oh, okay, okay. So this is about Joey. You're talking about him inspiring you. All right.
Well, Joey had a clip
All right,
on
you.
what is it? Smoke Distance podcast, where
Yeah,
he said that I inspired him. He said I
yeah,
inspired him to make a YouTube page. I actually gave him well his first show opportunity. He performed at one of my showcases I threw in Brooklyn. So he was tuned in. Like he's in like old YouTube video clips, like just as like a fan and supporter. I just was hitting fans up on some shit like, yo, y'all want to be in this music video? He would tap in. Like he was tapped in. He was on some shit like, you know, when we was doing all that fucking 47 shit when the fucking guy was acting like he had unreleased Steve's music and shit. Like our community, how we tapped in, he was a part of that.
yeah.
So uh back then I kind of just felt like he wasn't paying proper respect. Like honestly, like at that point I felt like that because it was like, yo, you know where you came from, bro. So it's like, why we not doing shows together? Like, you
Yeah,
feel me?
y'all.
Why?
I don't know why y'all don't settle that already. It's been
Right. And my thing is
what?
to this day, it's 9 years, and it's like we could have been had a conversation. Things got like weird, and then like it'd be times where I feel like shit was cool, but then I always think about something he told me back in the day. He told me like, "Yo, you definitely have the talent, but you don't have the promotion." And like after that day, like I really questioned the type of person he was because we get to present day and like he'll shout me out and say I inspired him in the past, but in the days where you may have been like at your peak as an artist, may have had like a big like spotlight on you. You told me that I myself don't have big enough promotion in order to collab with you or do shows with you because, and that's the reason why he wasn't paying proper respect or showing association as much.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of on the podcast. He gave you your flowers, but he didn't because he just said like YouTube rappers.
Hmm.
So I mean, or he said something like that. It wasn't like shout out to Dyme A Duzin. It was more like Dyme A Duzin. Like it wasn't like
Yeah, he was just like,
I
yeah,
don't
he
know.
was lit on YouTube, but I mean, he's admitting that I made him want to become a rapper, like on YouTube. So he created a YouTube, and from there, he progressed.
Yeah,
No pun intended. So it's like, that's not really an insult. I mean, he could still be salty and kind of like throw shade at the same time, but it's like, that's the facts.
yeah.
So it's like, and he'll admit that too. But all the extra shit, like he wants to fight me, like it doesn't make any sense. It's stupid.
I mean, you got he dropped. Let's see, you dropped Real Swank, and
Hmm.
then he dropped like some song with Nick Caution, and then you dropped B47, and then I think you said something on training. It was
Yeah,
like one
because
line on training.
he was on well, first of all, Real Swank is not even really Joey Badass this. That was more addressed to Aaron Rose. And a lot of people don't
Really?
know that.
Well,
Yeah.
I see people. They said it was about Diamond Lewis. Someone said it was about
Well,
Diamond
I heard
Lewis,
a
and
line
then
for Dominic Lewis in there. Yeah, people be stupid. Like, what the fuck? Nah, well, they just don't know. That's why we do things like this. People gonna see this, like, you feel me, and be like, oh, you feel me. But this is all in the past and shit. So it's like it's whatever.
but you and Aaron Rose are cool now, though, right?
I wouldn't say that, but
But like y'all talked about it or something, right?
no, it's funny because I gave him like we had a point, like a moment, but he was just like he reached out to me. He's like, "Yo, fuck all the bullshit. Like, here's my number, or like send me your number or some shit." But then we never like ended up talking. Like, I feel like to be real, like we just not like each other's type of guys. You feel me? Or like
Yeah,
you feel me? Like sometimes you just don't want to deal with a certain person, and you don't want them in your. I don't want him on my timeline. You feel me? It's like sometimes you can be cool with a motherfucker and want to be like, wish him the best and like not wish death upon him. But I don't want motherfuckers subconsciously in my, you know, yeah, I don't want motherfuckers in my subconscious all the time. It don't mean that I don't like dislike you, but it don't mean that I fuck with you like that. You feel me?
yeah. So how did you and I know you and I guess Flatbush Zombies are cool with each other, but not Juice.
Hey man, I be feeling like all this shit be like weird and fake. Um, I remember like having real good energy with Meech. Eric Elliott, I don't know too well, but Juice just really had a moment where he just publicly tried to like shit on me, and I just didn't appreciate it. And even we had to talk after I made Legends too, because like I was just expressing myself on that track, and I felt like uh, because Juice, I remember when I put out the Rebirth. That was the same time like the article came out that Steez's sister was behind. That was basically saying that
Yeah,
Joey and Pro Era were like mistreating the family or something like that. And this goes back to like communication. Like if I had like real communication with people from Pro Era, I could have possibly had like a better understanding of like what was going on. But I'm being approached from by people from STEEZ's family to post this article and being told, you know, from STEEZ's family, who I'm only uh, in touch with, a story. So I'm getting one side. So like if I'm told to, you know, put out something, I'm gonna do it because I don't really rock with y'all. Like y'all not really like uh communicating with me. So it makes me feel like, you know, maybe y'all got an ulterior motive. Maybe some fishy shit is going on. Why Steve's family? Because I'm about Steve's at the end of the day. Because that's who I came in with. You feel me? That's my people. So it's
Yeah,
like I'm not gonna be on some okay. I'm riding with them blindly. Like I don't know what's going on with them. So Juice basically got mad that I posted the article, and he thought that I was using the article to promote the Rebirth because the Rebirth was an unreleased track that Pro Era had tried to reach out to me and get years before, but it was just like there's some shady shit going on. So I was just like, let me not, you know, it
yeah,
was just like real businessy. Like I got hit up from like a Pro Era account. We're looking for Steve's vocals. We're trying to put together this album. Could you send them? They were just trying to take his vocals from my song. So I ended up putting out the Rebirth like on the day, you know, that he passed a few years later, like on the anniversary, just on like something to like to represent like him living on, like his music still being important to us, and you know, just giving people something new. And Juice just went off on me online. Yeah, yeah, Dyme A Duzin. You're not a big rapper, Brooklyn. Da da da. You just uh, you're using this shit to as Steve with Steve's to promote you. So like on some wild shit, and it's just like, bro, yeah, a fucking Flatbush zombie, nigga. You told the world sell merch and shit. Like, what's wrong with niggas that's doing well for themselves, just trying to like, just like wanting to try to get at me on some shit? It's like, bro, I'm chilling. You know, I got my small fan base, my fucking people that tune in on some, you know, religious, on some fucking cult shit. You feel me? My motherfuckers that be on some 47 shit, that shit that rock with me, and it's like, why I gotta be on some, you know, why I gotta be all that? Why these like big artists gotta be on some trying to make me seem like I'm using when their literal careers are like based off of this man's ideas and shit. You feel me? Like I created my own shit, nigga. I've inspired y'all to fucking do y'all. So how the fuck can motherfucker come through talking about, oh, Dime is, you know, trying to promote himself? Nigga, I gave y'all the blueprint. I'm trying to promote myself off of what? Pro Ever is some Steve shit, right?
yeah,
That's like I created my shit. You feel me? It's not, yeah, y'all riding with niggas a whole nother man shit. So it's like a Zombie. I don't know, man. So it's like I always looked at it like that. Niggas be trying to paint a picture like I'm trying to be on some promote myself through Steez shit when Steez is a product of me as well as Joey. So it's like for me to say that, like if Steve was alive, he would say that, just like Joey's saying the same thing. So it's like I don't get how. Yeah, he was just making Juice was just making it seem like I was just being on some weird shady shit when it's just like my nigga, it's like we're celebrating our brother. You know,
yeah,
if you want to really have a talk, you can hit my phone. But y'all doing this internet weird shit as a big name artist, shitting on my name, and it's like that shouldn't happen. That shit is whack. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
yeah. I don't like when people say Steez kind of made everybody in there because there was a post that came out from Issa Gold or whatever, and he said that he put Steez on to like all that stuff, like the spirituality that
Yeah,
he put him
yeah,
onto
I've
that.
heard that too. But what does that mean? Like, I didn't personally say Steez made everybody. I know that pro era is a concept is a STEEZ concept, right?
Yeah,
And then if we talk about Beast Coast, I don't know. I know Issa is probably like, a mind that, created a lot in that circle. But I know that STEEZ was definitely someone that came up with a lot of the ideas and the marketing schemes and shit. He was the brain of the whole situation. So it was like, I don't think he made people, but he definitely influenced his circle to be what they're on. And I feel like when him being gone, kind of, it shows, you know, how people weren't on the same time and he was on. Like, it's few people kind of sway away because he was kind of like the leader. And, when the leader is gone, it's like people kind of like are unfocused on the actual goal, like the initial goal.
yeah. So are you cool with all them? Like with Pro Era? I know you're not good with like most of them, but like some of them. 'Cause I know you and Jack. Most of them, I don't know. But
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't really talk. Like I said, like I don't have a lot of, I don't want niggas on my timeline, and it's not because it's not because I hate them. It's just like I'm not inspired. I'm not that, it's like intake. It's like consumption. What are you consuming on the daily that, it creates you. It gets into your mind, your subconscious. Like I don't necessarily want to hear these niggas, but yeah, and I feel like if we were to have conversations, I'm sure like I could hear some dope shit. I heard a dope Nick Caution song the other day. That shit was fire, and I posted
yeah,
it. It came on randomly on Tidal, so I was on Tidal just listening, and then yeah, bro, fucking Nick Caution came out with a dope song. So I'm sure it's like I could tap in with some of their music. That's probably dope, but at the same time, it's like when motherfuckers ain't really checking for you or supporting you, it's like you really just focus on the people who do.
yeah. So do you think you're gonna have anybody on upcoming projects from there, or
From
just
where,
it's just
like,
gonna like from obviously you're gonna have Brooklyn on there, like uh Hugo Hill or Wadi or whatever,
yeah, Wati's
or
in, he's out of state right now. I would like to get him on some new shit. Who else you had in mind?
Hood Rich. He had a good verse on training or whatever. So
Oh, you talking about Real Rich?
yeah, him.
Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna work with him again. He's dope.
Um, I don't know. I know you got World Domination or whatever coming out
Yeah,
or in the talks. So
yeah, building it right now. Yeah, man, it's funny because speaking of being on title is, and which is probably why this happened. A lot of people associate my music with a lot of the Pro Era members. Like each and every Pro Era member is a related artist to me on title. So it's like I don't necessarily make the same type of music as them, but I guess like so many people that I'm associated with or like have songs with, like that makes us kind of like in the same category. So I guess it's the
yeah,
algorithm, like because I got songs with Flapper Zombies, I got songs with fucking Underachievers, I got songs with Joey. So I guess it all like it trickles down. So the best thing for me to do would have been to like have mad pro ever collaborations, but it's like something's got to give, bro. I got to get the fuck out of this like circle, man. I don't, cause it's like I don't fucking like compare. Like I don't think we're comparable. Like we all rap, but like we don't make the same type of music. I've always wanted to be someone, if given the opportunity, just to be able to help crews like Pro Era and shit like that, just on some, write on some writing shit. Not even write their raps, but like I'm on some like melodic. Like I was in Phony People. Like we did fucking like all types of music. So it was like
yeah,
I could have came in and just gave them like another like melodic spice, and not even be on no fucking Pro Era shit. Just be on some. East Coast Brooklyn shit and just helping, people that uh that I've been associated with in the past, but it just never got to that point. So it's like I've always saw myself like as a person like that, just being able to help these niggas like make better tracks or make like what I would consider better.
Yeah. So how long does it usually take you to make a full mixtape? Because most of yours come out within like 2 years.
Mm. Well, this year training that took a few months, so I guess my recording process is a little bit quicker now. I feel like I got yeah, I got inspired, so my recording process it don't take so long nowadays. But I mean, even for right now, I feel like it takes living. As you grow up, you just gotta live, and then I feel like that's the ultimate inspiration, just for fucking creating an album or mixtape. Like, just gotta live your life and just let that shit uh paint your the picture. Let your fucking choices and experiences be the paint, and then the way you want to fucking put the strokes on the paper is like the product. Like world domination is gonna be like I'm gonna paint that shit, but like all my experiences and all that shit is like just gonna help me make it. You know.
So how is it like performing? Whenever you go to perform, like you have to like play with. I know you play with Rakim and Talib Kweli. Is it like
Mhm.
hard to open up for them or to perform after them or something?
I mean, yeah. I mean, well, nah. I mean, performance is like a strong point of mine. I feel like, and to be able to be on stages with legends like that, you always got to bring your top. You got to bring your top game. So,
Yeah,
you know, sometimes it might be nerve wracking, but it's like you being put in front of a crowd that's here to see like some of the best ever. So it's like you gotta rise to the occasion. So
yeah.
that's the most important thing.
So when do you think World Domination is gonna come out?
Well, the way I've been treating projects is I kind of been mapping them shits out. I don't want to tell people my process, but very, very soon I'm gonna probably start letting off singles, even like at the end of the month, you know. But top of 2022, you might see a World Domination album. If not February, then March. But yeah, I got a lot of production that I'm really just trying to you know, put together, just structure out, because that's kind of my process nowadays.
Yeah. So are you gonna put out Go3 since you
That's
got?
funny because I always told myself, if I was to do a fucking Ghetto Olympics 3, I would be at the point where I was in the like jets, uh, jets frequently. So if I was like
Yeah.
riding in jets and shit, like if I was at the point in my career where it's like I'm probably in with motherfuckers that be riding in jets, I would probably try to record either on the jet or like on tour and do G3. And G3 would like be full of features. It would be like industry features. Like, yeah, like that would probably be some shit that I aspire to do that. I want to do that a little bit, like to do a Ghetto Olympics 3. Ghetto Olympics 3 would be G3.
Yeah.
It would be G3,
So
not Go 3. It would be G3 because like G3 is like a plane. But I gotta look to see like what exact plane that is. But I feel like a G3 would be fire, and then it'd be like I'm all across like touring with different artists, and then I got like the biggest artists on my shit, a lot of features.
yeah, I
I
like
feel like what happened?
you put When I Rule the World on Go2 or was that on Training?
That's on training.
Alright, I like that song. That's my favorite song. That's my favorite recent song from you.
Good looks.
Really.
they got the whole drill, New York, Bronx, Brooklyn drill, UK drill, Chicago drill kind of sound that's popping off right now. And that's kind of like my not attempt at it, but just my me speaking in the textures of the times a little bit, like
Yeah,
understanding that people fuck with that and getting beats from people like Montage that shout out to Montage that kind of reflect what's going on, but they're still, keeping it, 100 and just speaking about real life situations, things that people can relate to, not being on some OD, drill them, kill them shit, because, mo- mo- most motherfuckers, that's what it's about, that's kind of what it's driven by. That's kind of like, and it's kind of like, it's an undertone too, because it's like people love the music. Like, I was in like Thanksgiving dinner, and like it was a whole bunch of kids dancing to like a Bronx drill joint to like K Flock. A lot of kids in my family just rocking out to it, not knowing that a lot of that shit be like, you know, this is and like niggas is talking about killing each other, and like, real shit is connected to that. And it's like it's kind of almost like an undertone, because it's like people fuck with the music, but a lot of people don't know like the real meaning behind the shit, and like a lot of people being influenced by like a lot of the words in it, smoking dead ops, shit like that,
yeah,
so it's like a lot of that shit is like toxic as
negative.
fuck,
Yeah,
so it's like niggas is just consuming that, going back to consumption, consuming, toxic energy. And but I kind of spoke in Texas other times. In my way, I was speaking like a little with my toxic energy, like, still moving like a fucked up nigga. We walk into the pandemic with a cup full of liquor. It's like me kind of like reflecting and saying, this is like who I am, and this is what I'm doing, and I'm not perfect, and this is like how I be feeling sometimes. So it was like just being real with myself and not being on no kill 'em, drill 'em shit, because I'm not on that. So it was like if
yeah,
I can, with my voice and my music, promote a different type of uh, sound, a different type of drill wave within my own way, then when I rule the world would be that. That's what that is. Just me doing drill in my own way.
yeah. So, are you gonna be working with Montage still?
Yeah, me and Montage, we tapped in. He's sending me most of the production for World Domination. So I mean, if that might be another, shit. This looking like it could be like training too a little bit, because he produced the whole training,
Yeah,
and then World Domination, the production he's giving me on that is looking like it could be full of Montage production. So it could be like maybe a longer training, maybe another 12 songs like hit get go to was. We'll figure it out. But he's sending me a lot of
yeah.
production I'm really feeling, and yeah, I'm just taking my experiences and putting it on on these beats, and we'll see how it comes out.
All right. So, I think we're gonna leave it there. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for coming in, man. It's
No,
I've been waiting on this for a
appreciate
long
you.
time, for real.
Yeah, we did it
So,
on when we did it on 12/12/21, man. That's kind of like iconic, man. I'm glad I got to speak to you on this day, because if anybody goes hard for content containing like Pro Era, Beast Coast, Dime A Duzin, you know, even like you be putting up random motherfuckers on that shit, Wale and shit, like on your page and shit. I'll be
I
like,
post whatever I like.
exactly, you feel me? And it's always like some nostalgic shit. So it's like, you know, if I'm not the first person, uh, I wanted to be the first person to, really give you that cosign, because you be digging,
Thank you.
and it keeps the culture alive, and it lets people know like what was really up, because motherfuckers will forget, because people be trying to paint their own narratives and shit. But my narrative is how the shit went, and like when you go back and you show the shit that is the proof,
Yeah,
you know. So I gotta respect that. I gotta appreciate that. Shout out to you, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Slo
Shout out
TV.
44, 47 flows too.
Yes, sir.
Shout out,
47
shout
flows
out
for
that.
sure.
All right,
Damn, you don't
I'll
run that
see you.
page too?
Huh?
You run that page too or no?
Yeah, me?
Yeah.
I created that page.
Oh, of course. Oh, all right. So is this gonna be a Slo TV or 47 flows joint?
This is gonna be Slow TV. Slow TV is a channel, the YouTube channel. 47 flows just like I just content poster. I just
I
do
feel like you
whatever.
should put some of this on 47 flows too. I feel like you should put some of
Yeah.
this on 47 flows to promote Slo TV.
Oh, I do. I do those late night specials that stay up for
Right.
like 8 hours or so.
Like clips of this conversation containing to like fucking uh 47 relatable content, like some shit that you can sit there and be like, oh yeah, well, people that like 47 shit would find this part of the interview cool.
Yeah, me and Cobra in the comments. We both run those. We run both of these.
Nice.
So, all right,
All
man.
right, man.
Thank you.
No doubt, man. Thank you.
All right, I'll see you. Peace.
Later. Peace.